Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here and welcome back for the next part of the NU Road to Top 10. Today we're going to be using a team by the Jolly Bear Tick. Thank you everybody for all the support on the NU Road as well as all my videos. It's insane. I'm really happy about it. I appreciate that. I'm super excited about Sword and Shield as well, so I hope we get some news soon. And I just can't wait to get into that. But before then, I want to conquer these tiers, at least in the top 10. So, yeah, let's get right into team preview. So the first member of the squad is quickly becoming one of my favorite Pokemon to use in the NU tier. And no, it's not Togedemaru. It's not Choice Scarf Togedemaru. It is Pangoro. We're using Life Orb Pangoro with Iron Fist, which boosts its Hammer Arm as well as its Bullet Punch. Knockoff and Gunk Shot are our two other moves. Of course, Knockoff is Stab. Gunk Shot is great coverage, just nuking Fairy types and Grass types upon switching. And yeah, this thing is a wall breaker. It's very slow, but it's still a wall breaker, and I'm excited to use it because I haven't used Bullet Punch. Well, I have used Bullet Punch Pangoro. I used it on the Choice Band set, but I haven't used a Life Orb Pangoro yet. And I'm excited to see because I know that Bandit is really tough to switch into, and I'm assuming Life Orb is just the same with a little bit of prediction. Heliolisk is the next member of the squad. It's a Choice Specs Heliolisk, one of the best Pokemon in the tier, with of course the Dry Skin ability, giving us a water immunity. Volt Switch, Hyper Voice, Thunderbolt, and Surf, they're all very standard. Surf is there for Pokemon like Steelix, which otherwise either resists or is immune to your dual stab. Giving us again a water check and just a strong special attacker. Slowking is the next from the squad. This is one of our special attacking checks with its Assault Vest, as well as a bulky water for us in general. We have Scald, Side Shot, Grass Knot, and Ice Beam. Grass Knot is for opposing Slowking, as well as opposing water types in general, as well as Ice Beam is there. I think Ice Beam is decent. I mean, you don't allow Sceptile to come in for free. You obviously punish Pokemon like Torterra as well, which is pretty nice. And hitting both Whimsicott and Xatu for super effective damage is really good as well. Comfey is the next one from the squad. Again, one of my other favorite Pokemon to use in the NU tier. Now, we're using Calm Mind Comfey, but we're not using Giga Drain. We're using Draining Kiss, Aromatherapy, Calm Mind, and Hidden Power Fire. And I actually like Aromatherapy a lot when paired with an Assault Vest Slowking, especially because typically Slowking is there 2 tank hits, and it's also my bulky water switching. So if another bulky water goes for Toxic, it's just nice to be able to have that reliable recovery. In fact, this Comfey can potentially beat other toxic Pokemon. Obviously, again, Vaporeon comes to mind. I can just Calm Mind up. So, like, Vaporeon really does come to mind when I think of Pokemon that use Toxic. Golbat is another one, which Comfey doesn't really beat under most circumstances, if any. It can, though. Maybe Aromatherapy plus Draining Kiss will allow me to beat it if it's, like, Toxic Golbat. But even then, I don't think so. I think Poison Fang Golbat's going to blow us back regardless. But Hidden Power Fire is mainly there for Steel types, Steelix, and Feral Seed. And, of course, with Triage, Draining Kiss does have that priority. Palossand is the next from the squad. It is our Electric immunity. It is our Normal immunity. It is a Fighting immunity. It is a Bug Resist as well for the squad. But we have our Stealth Rocker. We have Reliable Recovery and Shore Up. And we have Dual Stab and Earth Power and Shadow Ball. I think Shadow Ball is honestly necessary. As much as I love Toxic on Palossand, I think the Shadow Ball is definitely necessary with Xatu just running around. You want to be a Stealth Rocker that actually threatens Xatu. So you go for Shadow Ball and then switch in, doing about 70 to 80% to Xatu. You 2 KO them, you're able to get up rocks. Palossand giving us a nice physical wall on the team. And last but not least, we have our Defogger on the squad, another fighting type check as well. Pangoro check for the team, and also a Comfey check. We have a Violite Golbat with Roost, Brave Bird, Defog, and Toxic. I've been going back and forth between Toxic and Poison Fang. I like Poison Fang a lot because it can't be stopped by Taunt, and it also can poison Xatu, which is a big thing. But I don't think the team is that weak to Xatu. Honestly, Comfey beats it. 1v1 Palossand beats it. Slowking can beat it. Heliolisk beats it. Pangoro just needs to watch out for Dazzling Gleam. So I don't think the team is that weak to Xatu that I have to use Poison Fang. And if I find myself losing to, like, Taunt Comfey, maybe I'll change it up, but even then, like, that needs a lot of boost in order to beat me, because it needs to be like Taunt, Calm Mind, Synthesis, Draining Kiss, and even then I doubt because of the Violite boost to take it. But yeah, that is the team for today's episode. Let us get right into the battles. Alright guys, so we have our first game of the day, and just looking at his team, I can just assume a few things. Choice Scarf Passimian, usually either Life Orb or Specs Heliolisk. This kind of looks like Z on Incineroar, because he does have Slowking to kind of check the Pokemon that Incineroar checks. I'm thinking like Delphox and Magmortar and things like that. So I could see it being offensive Z Incineroar. He's very, very, very weak to Comfey. Ideally, that wins me the game. But I have to be careful about Steelix, obviously. And I can defog on his Steelix. I very much love Palossand as a lead. I think offensively it's just really good, especially versus like something like Passimian. And if Slowking ends up being a lead, I can always go Slowking myself. Like I can always go to my own Slowking, so to check it. But ends up leading off of Passimian, which is really nice. This is going to give me a free Shadow Ball. I don't want to get up rocks because obviously Xatu is an option for my opponent. And any damage on Passimian is cool too because it won't be able to come in on Pangoro later. If he goes for knockoff, I don't care too much considering I am Culver Berry. So he does U-turn. Let's see if he goes Xatu. Now Shadow Ball is going to be nice here because not only does it threaten Xatu, but it also threatens the Slowking itself. Beautiful damage. I don't care about the Toxic. I do have Aromatherapy. Now that Xatu is gone, my Hammer Arm is basically free because everything else that comes in on knockoff I don't care about at all. So just being able to get that up is incredible too. And I don't mind going Slowking on his own Slowking. I don't know if he's going to be Calm Mind or just regular Scald. I don't have Toxic on you, but he's Assault Vest himself, I'm assuming, because he's just doing nothing back. Yeah. So AV versus AV, not too big a deal. This is something I can for sure Calm Mind up on later. I want to keep that in mind in the back. So I'm just going to attempt to just continuously weaken the Slowking. And ideally, just I think Psyshock here on what I'm expecting to be the Heliolisk switch. Exactly. So I get some beautiful damage on Heliolisk. That's incredible, especially because I do have a Palossand. And I think I can just follow it up with an Ice Beam. I didn't expect him to go for... Well, he goes for Dark Pulse, which unfortunately does a lot. But this does allow me to get in my Comfey here as he goes Steelix. Very nice play on my opponent's part, for sure. Super nice play. And... obviously threatening me with both Heavy Slam / Stealth Rock. Now, him getting up rocks is okay. I'll be able to get up rocks myself, and I am going to defog. My rocks are going to go such a long way. I don't think he should ever give me damage on this Steelix. I know he specs as well, which is important to note. With Heliolisk down almost to rocks, I think I might be able to play some type of game where I actually win the game with just what I have left. I do think this is my main option to... Oh god, that does so much. What? I was off. I was completely off. That was a poor play on my part. We're gonna go Golbat here. That was a poor play on my part. I didn't expect it to do so much, and I don't mind his Psychic at all either, because I wanted to get off a Toxic on you if possible. Yes, great. So. I'm at least one-upped in terms of Slowking. And what I should have done there was actually gone out into my Pangoro. So that was a misplay on my part. But I'm not as worried. I definitely misplayed with my Comfey, but getting that Toxic off on Slowking is going to be really crucial for me beating it later. I think that Grass Knot is still free as well. I don't mind this damage as well. Like Grass Knot is definitely free, and just weakening the Slowking itself. I have to keep Comfey healthy though because I messed up versus Passimian, and I think rocks are still worth it, like hella worth it. So I could either take the trade here, which is definitely possible. I could take the trade here. Him being faster than me is a little bit annoying. I'm actually gonna make the Pangoro play as he goes Incineroar. Now, this isn't too bad for me because he gets off the Intimidate on that Pokemon, and my Pangoro may actually just be able to live any hit right here as well. They're typically just Z Dark, not Z Fire, and I'm assuming Pangoro is just bulky enough to live this attack. So Incineroar, Flare Blitz does not KO. Yep, this is a free Hammer Arm for me. Nice. So we get rid of Heliolisk as well. So Scald is also relatively free, especially with that Toxic on his own Slowking. I very much like that. He's going to be able to get in his Passimian here. I'm going to make the Hammer Arm play, anticipating him to want a U-turn. Now, Hammer Arm is fine because even if he goes Slowking, I get a lot off on it. And again, I'm being really aggressive, but I think it's just worth it. Yeah, the fact that that does so much is insane. Now, he should actually be faster than me. But look at his surf switchings now, too. I'm just going to BP. I want to get rid of Slowking, yeah. So look at his surf switchings now from Specs Heliolisk. So that's incredible for me, too. Specs Heliolisk is going to be really, really, really good. I'm just going to click the hammer arm now. I don't care about him flare blitzing at all. I go right out into Specs Heliolisk, and I click surf. And I should be good versus Steelix because the second it takes a surf, it dies to HP fire. I check the Passimian. Like, I don't think I played this perfectly at all. Oh, and the fact that he went Passimian now is just so good for me, too. Like, I don't even care about him U-turn because whatever he U-turns out into, I do well versus. So that's awesome for me. In terms of, like, winning, I think. I think I for sure shore up here. Just so I can switch in better on Incineroar and whatnot. Actually, no, Earth Power's the play. I need to get a KO. I can't let him pivot directly into Incineroar. And as I mentioned, I'm pretty sure it was Z Incineroar. So shore up would have lost me a turn there. And I should win the game now because I literally just get the damage off on Steelix for Comfey to win. Nice. So that's why shore up was not the play. So I think I messed up a little bit versus his Slowking. I for sure am not taking away that from me doing that. Gunk Shot didn't matter at all. I obviously had Draining Kiss. And unless I misclicked, he couldn't win there. But I for sure messed up versus Slowking early on. I allowed Golbat to take the hit, and that's something I should not have done. However, on the Passimian turn, I decided to play the more aggressive card, and it worked out for me, you know? Getting rid of his Slowking. I still think that the Toxic on Slowking was also worth it, because it meant that Comfey could do some work. But yeah, going Comfey immediately on Slowking, I didn't realize how much Scald would do. And that was my bad. That's like lack of experience and lack of calcing. So that's something we can just learn from. But I'll pause it, guys, until we find another battle. And trying to wait for this. I was trying to wait for the laddered update so I can show you guys my points, but whatever. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So we have our first game. Now, I'm assuming... I actually have no idea what type of Silvally this is because you have Steelix. So it could be Silvally Steel. I'm not sure. Comfey checks you. Can check you. Basically, it's not a counter to Scrafty because Scrafty could go for a super effective move upon entry and I could die. But it can obviously come in after and always Draining Kiss it and knock it out. So I'm not as worried about Scrafty. Aselgor, Golbat does well versus... you hate my Pangoro, man. You really do. I'm actually worried about his Aselgor, though, assuming it's specs in some sort of way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with my Pangoro, which matches up well versus this, decently versus this. It depends on a few of these Pokemon. I'll be real. But like I like Palossand a lot. If I'm being real, I guess Palossand's a little bit better. We're going to go the Palossand route because it doesn't lose me versus Heliolisk. Unfortunately, it does lose me versus this. Now, Heliolisk is by far my only play, I think. As far as Heliolisk in this game goes, it's not terrible at all. I'm just very, very, very worried about, you know, Never Ending Nightmare and things like that. Dazzling Gleam, I don't care too much about either. Like, I live a Shadow Ball, so it's not terrible here. And maybe going for my own Shadow Ball is the play. But if he Never Ending Nightmares turn 1, I'm in a very bad position. Whereas no other Z move that this thing goes for could knock out Heliolisk. So, Nasty Plots turn 1, that's fine. I'm just going to Thunderbolt for the most damage possible. Perfect. So Dazzling Gleam does not do that much. As far as switching into Steelix goes, I don't care. I'm clicking Thunderbolt again. I'm not going to bother predicting the Steelix. I have Palossand as a switch-in. I have Slowking as a pivot as well. I'd much rather get rid of his fighting immunity. So I'm glad that worked out for me. Because now when I click Hammer Arm, I'm killing a Pokemon. So I think he expected me to obviously switch there. Aselgor comes out. We're going to make the Golbat play. Just in case he is a spec set. He might go for U-turn if he's not specs. I actually like this play a little bit more than him going Steelix because if he has spikes, then he gets to get them up. So that's really cool. And he might go for Final Gambit, but I'm okay with that as well. Like, there's a few things I'd be okay with, like him getting up spiked and then going for Final Gambit. Yes, I lose my Defogger, but honestly, Golbat's only here for this Pokemon. Like, I guess it checks Scrafty as well, but I have Pangoro, which offensively checks it, and same thing with Comfey. Like, I just don't check it defensively with Golbat anymore. So I'm alright with that. We do see a Bug Buzz come out. Just going to Brave Bird right here. Not going to bother predicting Steelix, as Steelix does come out. And this does give me Palossand, and Palossand can do one of two things. I can get on my own rocks, which I do value a little bit, just because I break sturdy, obviously. But I also value, because like I value rocks because it opens up that door for Comfey, right? Like Calm Mind Comfey can do it depending on his Silvally set. Oh, it's Silvally Poison. Okay, cool. That makes it a little bit easier, because I'm going to go for Earth Power here. Okay, it doesn't make it easier for Comfey, but it makes it easier in terms of his Silvally set, like what it was. So I get off an Earth Power now. Maybe an Ice Beam might come out. I don't know how much he's going to do. I'll be real. I'm not any... Hey, dude. All good. That actually is Silvally Poison, right? He's not lying to me. Okay, it is Poison. That's good to know. No water. Well, he does have a water immunity, but can't wait to hear you ripping me through. Bro, you know I don't do that. Anyway, I value that damage a lot for Comfey, and I do think that rocks are fine here because he's more than likely going to parting shot into Scrafty. So knowing it's Silvally Poison also means that my Golbat does beat it, and I think with Rocks Up, I beat it with Brave Bird as well. I don't see Intimidate on Scrafty, which is incredible, because that means that it's not... Well, it could be a Shedskin set as well, I guess. But what that meant for me was... He could be Shattered Psyche as well. But what that meant for me was that he is not a bulk up set. Well, I mean, he could be. Again, I don't know. Is he Shattered Psyche? That does nothing. Yeah, he goes Licks. We're going to roost on what is more than likely going to be Stealth Rock from my opponent. I guess he could Earthquake as well. That might have been a misplay. Oh, he Heavy Slams. Okay, that's fine. I get to get in my Slowking now. As he goes for Curse. And we're just going to Grass Knot. Should I Psyshock? Maybe I'll Psyshock. Because honestly, hitting Heliolisk is not... No, okay, so this is my thought process here. If he stays in and gives me Scald, he already gave me 60% on Silvally, you know, a little bit more. Add 12% to that if you count Stealth Rock. So, like, he will lose to my Comfey. I'm going to Grass Knot just because it hits Steelix, but also hits Heliolisk as well for just 2%. I don't switch him well to Heliolisk. So I rather Grass Knot because Grass Knot into Psyshock does KO. And Grass Knot's still 120 base power versus Licks. Like, if he gets up rocks, whatever, I don't care. The important thing is, obviously, getting the damage on Steelix here. That's what I matter about. So, in the long term of things, I think that Grass Knot is the better play. And he should value his Steelix. I would Psyshock here, but, like, what I want out of this turn is... Okay, so if I set this turn at... I don't want to give it values, but if I set this turn at a value of... whatever. Turn already passed. I don't feel like going through it a little bit more. Hopefully I don't mind. I love when Pangoro gets in, man. It's gonna destroy something. Anyway, Golbat doesn't matter anymore. As he goes for knockoff here, I'm just gonna Brave Bird immediately, and I get rid of the only Pokemon that Golbat beat. Besides, well, I guess it beats Silvally Poison if we're being honest too. Beats Silvally Poison, still beats a Selgor. A Selgor is checked by Draining Kiss, natural. The fact that Slowking will eat a hit is pretty good too. I'm just going to Roost here too. I might be faster as well. He just defogs. Awesome. So him defogging means I get my Golbat all the way back as an option for a Selgor. So now I actually still check a Selgor defensively, which is really cool. I have Palossand as a switch in too. Now this is the most expendable member of my team, in my opinion. I love Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice just blows something back. I'm going to Toxic here. He hit Empowered, I think, trying to catch my my Palossand. Is it HP Ice? Huh. Why HP Ice? I'm trying to think about the tier. Like, no, I know why he went for it. I'm just trying to think why HP Ice in general. I guess he wants a way of hitting Delmise and Decidueye. I mean, Dark Pulse does that too. It's fine. Big fan, by the way. Loving the... Hey, thank you, bro. Is HP Ice your go-to for, like, Palo, but also hitting Delmise / Decidueye? because it's for sure an interesting option. I'll make the Slowking pivot, because Slowking doesn't matter. I don't think he'd Thunderbolt there. I think the last thing he'd do is ever Thunderbolt. But what I really, really want to do is just try and get the Heliolisk low enough to the point of Comfey. So, Slowking beats this, and this. Like, it actually will. Especially with Regenerator, it will actually beat a Selgor as well. I think it's Z. Well, I don't know if it was Z on Miss Magius or Z on that. That's it. And Torterra. Torterra. Thank you. I was just interested. Sup. Cording my NU Road. But can cord with you after. That was Jambat hitting me up. So we get not only the Life Orb, but the extra poison. Awesome. Because he has hidden power, I don't think he has Surf. But I also think that my Pangoro might be able to pick up the KO here. And if that's the case, I do want to go Pangoro. Bullet Punch does not do enough. Wow, man, I'm really underestimating, like, Iron Fist. That makes me sad. Comfey's Life Orb, so I'm assuming you can at least KO. 34 min. Alright, yeah, Comfey's the play then. So Comfey, I click Draining Kiss. If he goes out to Steelix, I get a little bit of chip off. That's fine, not a big deal. I get in my Palossand, which doesn't care at all. I'm going to get up my Rocks. And Rocks ensure that Heliolisk dies to Bullet Punch. You might die, so Volley will die to Bullet Punch as well. Which is a big one. So I do value Rocks here. Because, first off, Steelix cannot KO me this turn. Secondly, if he goes out into his Silvally Poison, that doesn't matter at all. Like, and if he goes to Selgor, he gets something out of the turn offensively, but I still get the Rocks up for basically everything. Like, I don't care at all about losing this Pokemon, because if he gives me, again, the Rocks ensure that he's in range of the Bullet Punch from Pangoro, and I check a Selgor with BP plus Draining Kiss and even Slowking naturally. This is going to go down to Pangoro, and basically Earth Power. Yeah, that might just be game right there. That might just be game. So what I do now is I go Heliolisk. I click Hyper Voice over Surf, because I don't allow his own to come in. And I did this on purpose, not trying to predict, but to cover all options. Because now I knock off of my Pangoro, and I get rid of Steelix. His Fairy Silvally cannot beat me either. If he goes Heliolisk, he'll die to Bullet Punch with Rocks up. I made that play because I'm trying to win the game without going for an inaccurate move like Hammer Arm, for instance. I didn't want to go for Hammer Arm versus Steelix, so I Hyper Voice. But I also didn't want to go for Surf, because that opens up that door for this beast over here. So anyway, Bullet Punch now. Put it in range of my... he might Sludge Bomb either, and he might also double. But it puts it in range of my Comfey's Draining Kiss, which is the priority for me, and then I win the game. Like, he can't even Parting Shot into Heliolisk to win, because of the fact that Rocks are up. So Heliolisk takes the poison. If he comes back in, he dies to Draining Kiss just naturally. See, I BP here. That's why I'm trying to explain, like, the route I was going. I'm trying to go for the 100% versus, like, even a crit I don't think will mess me up now. Get my BP. He might double. Like I said, he might double into Silvally Poison, predicting me to want to go out into Comfey. But BP is just so good. And he might Sludge Bomb too. Yeah, he was trying to get Comfey. Well, that's a good game now, because now Pangoro just wins. I was hoping you predict Focus Blast. Basically, Draining Kiss plus Slowking 1 with that damage. So I don't have to bother predicting here. Yeah, this thing dies. I already did my calc. Unless I'm wrong. What if it's Rest Silvally? What if it was actually a good Pokemon and they gave it Recover like Porygon? It'd actually be a better Porygon. Well, Type No will be a better Porygon if it had Recover. Because it's bulkier than it and it can't be crit. This is a test team. Hopefully I'll run into you. For sure. Good game. And you die. So, Pangoro with that Bullet Punch. Gone. Nice. Alright, so Pangoro helping us out. Hopefully our points actually show in this one, but I believe I was at 1428 after that. So, I'll pause it, guys, until we find another battle. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, we have a game now. Few things. First off, this is Golbat's game. It beats Vileplume, Comfey, Sceptile, and Hitmonlee. Now, obviously, this can knock us off and make it a little bit harder. And this can be HP Psychic Comfey. That is an option. Now, so I should be just securing Golbat as many times as possible. I'm basically just using it to check everything. That's like I said, this is literally Golbat's game. He doesn't like my Toxic. He doesn't like much else at all. I have to be careful about his own Comfey sweeping me. Hey, have fun. I have to be very careful about his own Comfey sweeping me, though. That's a fact. I do think that as far as leads go, like him not having a ground type makes this a little bit easier in terms of like Heliolisk. I love it in this game. I think I just spam Hyper Voice. He did lead off with Typhlosion, which is something I was expecting, but because I do have Slowking as a literal 100% switch, I don't really care too much about Typhlosion, even if it's Specs, and I'll be able to find out immediately if it is Specs. Z Sunny Day? Okay. I don't think this is going to matter in terms of damage. I don't think it's going to be able to do any damage to me at all. Let's get rid of that choice. And let's put Solar Beam. Don't think it's going to 2-hit KO me ever. Yep, and in the sun, I am almost always 2-hit KOing it. So I'm just going to go for double Side Shock here. Unless he's Modest. Yep. That's that could be a Modest roll. That looks to be Modest. Okay, he can never 2-hit KO me anyway. So we just Side Shock again, which is guaranteed to KO him. Let's see if I get crit. I do get crit. Nice. Alright, so obviously this is terrible for me because I think I might just lose to this Pokemon, if I'm being real. I don't think I had an alternative play there either. So that's terrible. That should throw every plan out the window. I'm just gonna have to go off the roll with Palossand, which is annoying. And if I lose, I think I just lose to this. It really sucks. Wow. That really sucks. I think I called that to life, but this has a lower chance to KO me than Fire Blast, so that's awesome. So I'm able to get rid of Typhlosion. Slowking was still useful because it's a pivot into Heliolisk, and I also just lost my other pivot. So. Not looking the best in terms of the game itself, but let's see how he follows up. He should go Heliolisk because that's like the main thing. But he doesn't have a switch in to my own Hyper Voice either. So wow, that's really sad. I'm gonna try and fight back, but goes Vileplume. Grassy terrain. Ooh, okay. So this is Unburden. I don't want him to be Sleep Powder, so I'm gonna go Palossand just in case he is Sleep Powder, as he ends up going out to Heliolisk. And he already showed his Z. I don't need this Pokemon anymore. Let him just go for Hidden Power or whatever it is. I have no idea what that actually is, but we're gonna bring out Pangoro here, and I'm clicking Gunk Shot. I'm trying to claim a KO right now. Yep. Hey, I know I'm gonna miss, but it'd be nice if I actually did land. Dude, okay, thank you so much, Pangoro. Don't be leftovers. Thank you. Alright, so getting rid of Comfey is incredible. Because I'm actually not prone to lose this right now. And I think I always Toxic here. I guess if he's Edge, I might lose this. Don't be Edge. Knockoff isn't going to do much, and I get slower Roost. Because he has Unburden, so he's going to be faster. I Toxic first over Brave Birding. Okay, it's just Blaze Kick. Ooh, I'm going to get my Grassy Terrain right now, too, which is pretty cool. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I just don't want to lose to Vileplume now, either. I'll Brave Bird. Because this will knock him out regardless of the defense raises with Poison. Yep. Alright, so I can still Roost on Vileplume, and it looks like it's Grassy Terrain on the... He can Hyper Voice here, huh? Okay, I'm gonna attempt to beat Vileplume with Pangoro. Just Volt switches. Man, this is tough. I think Comfey can still win, but I have to make, like, I have to do these plays. I don't know what else this Vileplume is holding, honestly. But I do know that double knockoff will KO it. So the big thing I'm worried about is obviously this Sceptile. Wait, what? Why this first? I think I go for knockoff. I don't know if that always KO'd me, but I have to Hyper Voice. It's okay. Only crit that mattered was turn 2 crit. Maybe he's Adamant Sceptile and I'll be able to outspeed him if I win this speed tie. No. I have to run some calcs. It's not that set though. Okay, I Draining Kiss, HP Fire to Draining Kiss, and I think I win. Assuming this KOs. This does 30, right? I already calced this earlier. Yeah, 34. So you should be a setup Sceptile. Like it's Swords Dance Sceptile. This is Mega Sceptile. Get out of here. I have to get the highest roll possible, right? Or like a... I think I have to get a high roll on both. Actually, no. No. He just needs to not get a stupid roll versus me. Like a really... He just needs to get a not a 90 roll. Because I Draining Kiss twice and I can win. Hey. He didn't get the roll. Oh my gosh, yes. I probably lived like on 1%. He didn't get a crit either. I did live on 1%. Good game. Woo! Okay, I mean, like that's I think that's what I had to do anyway, right? I think if I combined up on Heliolisk, I probably lost because I wasn't doing enough. And Sceptile has a low HP stat. Then again, Comfey has a low HP stat too. Hey, we were able to survive there. Shout out to Comfey. Shout out to Big Comfey. All right, so that was a game. That was a game. We only got 3 games this time, but I don't want to keep playing because this is a good game. Thank you, bro. And it's not like I'm not being consistent with this. I'm doing it every other day, so you guys get as much NE as possible. I don't feel like playing another game right now. I have to record another video for Sunday as well. That was fun. That was very fun, though. I enjoyed this. I would like to see where we are on the ladder. I don't think... The issue is also, and I found this recently, but NU, I don't know if you guys seen the ladder, but the ladder is basically, like, for the most part, these are all people who haven't played games in forever, right? Like, up until the top 90 people, it's all... Nobody, like, not nobody, like, just nobody playing the game at all. That's just what it is. But anyway, let's see where our ranking is after that. We are at 1466, 25-4. That's a good place to, I think, call it. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed the next episode. I saw some things for Guzzlord. Maybe I'll use that. We'll see. We'll see. But I hope you guys all enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.